And I was looking and I was like, let me just move away from him because I'm gonna mess up the way. Certain things they let it go by because it's Puff. He wasn't like in the closet, he was like in the hallway.
Don't take your girlfriend to a Diddy party.
You can take but he won't you.
Diddy, to me, is the fall guy. You're still seeing a major effort to protect the big names, just like what
50 Cent is turning up the pressure, and this time he's coming with receipts. As Diddy faces escalating federal misconduct allegations in New York, 50 is preparing to hand investigators a list of every major figure connected to Diddy's inner circle. Sources say the names stretch across music, Hollywood, sports, and fashion. The same stars who once packed his famous white parties. And now, they might be answering questions under oath. What started as playful trolling has flipped into serious, documented claims, and 50 says the truth is coming out whether anyone likes it or not.
A lot of foul shit, like behind the scenes, he would do some foul shit, like hating on, like doing things with people I'd done business with that he done business with. He would say shit that I was like, he said that to you?
Right.
I was like, yeah, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and niggas don't know what they like till they see somebody with it. So they want the girls after you're done with them.
Yeah, leftovers.
Yeah.
You take your leftovers. A lot of time on leftovers.
The new baby oil.
Should start looking gray if you ain't got nothing on it.
Got the new baby oil, boy.
Say baby oil.
You ran through 8,000 jars of them in prison. He was ashy Larry.
Relax. I still got everybody looking.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
That's why I don't be going to the puffy parties. You can hug you from the front and the back at the same time.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, me and Dub C ain't never been to a Diddy party, motherfucker.
Like an R-A-P-E-R, got so many essays.
What's happening with Puffy? I know you're not really tapped in, but what
the last thing I saw was like a guy there. He was like, yo, he like pushed me into the trunk. It really hurt. And he's trying to munch me. Like he's trying to munch me. I was like, yo, look, I could find other things to do for money. Did you see the video? I could find other things to do for money. Bro, I'm not sure I can say that for money.
How much is this guy trying to get?
I don't know. Like, it's a simple situation, but it's like
20 mil. I can say it.
You still have to black his face out.
Yes.
You still have to mimic his voice because he's like,
but his voice wasn't even that different.
And a little deeper. I was like, almost like, no, that's you, young buck.
Yo,
I almost felt like it was him. I almost knew who it was. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, that's buck. We trying to get money right.
Yo, you can't say that dudes are having sex with other dudes, bro. That might come for you.
One person who was always anti-Diddy and was always speaking about Diddy as a problematic person was 50 Cent. And it turns out that it's just been announced that he's created a docu-series on Netflix. I can't wait to see this. The other end of that, every person who has tried to speak out about this, who has tried to speak out about the industry, the type of people that are controlling the industry, the attacks that people face from the media if they try to speak out, is always the same. They're called crazy. And an example of one such individual who went through those sorts of attacks is the actor Orlando Brown. He was on Disney, and I remember everyone telling us that he was totally insane and deranged when he was saying a lot of things that at the time sounded crazy, particularly about Diddy. Take a listen.
The requirement is you gotta say no to Diddy. If it's new booty in the building, you know he's gonna get it.
Don't take your girlfriend to a Diddy party.
You can take but he won't you.
Diddy, to me, is the fall guy. You're still seeing a major effort to protect the big names, just like what Jeffrey
50 Cent's jabs at Diddy are nothing new. He's thrown them on stage, across social media, and now he's doubling down with even more conviction. People act like I'm being extreme, he says, but I've been calling this out for 10 years. With Diddy back in the spotlight through recent headlines, 50 shows zero intention of easing up. He makes it clear this isn't the world he ever wanted to be connected to, stressing that he's always kept his distance. For him, this isn't drama or noise. It's simply the truth finally catching up after years of warning shots.
Persons in entertainment to really call out people and kind of have that authority in that, to be able to call people out. I mean, which is pretty amazing. You're kind of, in some ways, draining the swamp of Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't have a support system. I don't have a support system of peer group of artists that I require to do what I'm doing. I've had to be on my own from the beginning. So I don't necessarily have a responsibility to behave a certain way according to them, you know. And look, if I didn't have an award-winning director doing it, if I hadn't put the right people in place to produce it properly, I would understand why they would question or doubt anything that I'm doing. But you go into the 90s, and Keefy D said he paid him to kill Tupac.
Yeah. Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know
He did it.
you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now, and then no one was, you know, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy. I mean,
but I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated to a degree.
But was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what was going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that freaky shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal.
So it's not like he hate Diddy, but you know, sometimes I do shit that we don't know about.
Well, for him to make the documentary, I think he hates Diddy.
Nah.
Nah?
That's business.
That's just business?
Business. You wouldn't be mad. Look,
you got to really dislike someone to do a documentary about him.
If Jimmy Iovine did the documentary, would people say he's mad at?
Diddy didn't just host parties. He engineered a massive business empire spanning Bad Boy Records, Revolt TV, Ciroc, De Leon Tequila, fashion, film, and more. His influence grew through a powerful circle of elite connections, where a nod from icons like Jay-Z or Beyonce instantly elevated his brand. But now, that same inner circle could be pulled into the fire. With 50 Cent pushing forward in the legal arena, upcoming documents may reveal contracts, financial trails, and digital communication that outline how the money flowed, who benefited, and who ignored the warning signs.
I named it a bad boy because I wanted to go against the grain. Anytime you go against the grain, they consider you like kind of bad. Nothing negative, nothing like hardcore. Just, I didn't want to be regular. I didn't want to just make records. I didn't want to just make money. I wanted to make history. And that's all it's ever been about for me, making history. And making music that's timeless. Music that's going to be around when I'm not here, when my kids ain't here. Music that is that good, and having artists and videos and things that, you know, really affect way of life in a positive way, affect style, fashion, music. Bad boy.
Diddy once ruled the Hollywood nightlife scene. His iconic white parties were the stuff of legend, overflowing with luxury, star power, and A-list names like Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Ashton Kutcher, all packed into the same room. Those invitations were status symbols. But now that glamorous guest list may end up under legal scrutiny. 50 Cent is preparing to uncover every link, laying out how celebrity influence helped fuel Diddy's rise. Behind the shine and spectacle, upcoming filings could show who played a role and which familiar faces might tense up when their name surfaces in the evidence.
The real all-white party was Diddy.
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
He started in the late 90s and continued on for a very long time. Now I'm going to show you an announcement of him at the party, and he says at a certain hour the kids have to go home. But before I do that, take a look at all of these celebrities who attended these parties. I'm not saying the people who attended these parties are guilty of anything. I just want you to know how highly these parties were regarded. We are talking the highest names in every industry. What happens at these parties, I have no idea. You may have seen the clip of Keeping Up with the Kardashians where they talk about it a little bit, which is absolutely wild, but generally no phones were allowed, so good luck finding clips of the parties. But watch this clip.
The legendary white party, it's the real white party. And to all the kids have like an hour left. So get extra comfortable, kids.
So all the leaked footage of Diddy parties right now is going viral, and here's one clip. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this, right? Nothing crazy is happening. But why would they have anything crazy happening with cameras everywhere, right? Like, they're smarter than that, but there you guys go. More footage is going viral. Shabam.
Give a shout out.
Icons like Mary J. Blige and Usher built parts of their early success through Diddy's guidance, from producing Mary's early tracks to giving Usher a place to stay back in '94. But now, those long-standing connections might face intense scrutiny. Mary's cryptic March message about burning bridges sparked speculation. Was it hinting at distance from Diddy? Both artists have remained publicly quiet since his September arrest on serious federal misconduct charges. Diddy maintains his innocence, but silence won't protect anyone if testimony is required. 50 Cent is demanding that every partnership, every photo, and every behind-the-scenes favor be reviewed. Moments once seen as mentorship could soon be treated as evidence.
I met Puff. I was afraid of success, afraid to do anything that could put so much attention on me. And then when I met him, he was the complete opposite. And he was such a good thing for me because I needed what he had. And so his ambition pushed me to be ambitious because I didn't know how, because, you know, when you come from where I come from, you're scared to be ambitious. You're scared to want more. And so when I met Puff, I was, blown away. But it took some years to grow into that and accepting someone that just was so excited about being seen and about having, the lights on them and wanted it for you more than you wanted it for yourself. So, I mean, Puff was a huge inspiration to me.
I want you guys to know, man, it was a terrible thing when we found out that Mary J. Blige's tape came out. You not remember a time, man, when she was with KC from Jodeci, and they were, on drugs, and KC used to put them hands on Mary J. Blige. So back in the day when her freak tape came out, Mary J. Blige even said herself, this was her rite of passage. Guys, I'm born and raised in Las Vegas, and I remember the day, man, she had a concert out here in Las Vegas, and she was so high, she was like, hey, how you doing tonight, Los Angeles? But we was in Las Vegas. But Mary J., as you remember, man, she wasn't the finest thing when she got on the scene. Her mouth kind of twisted off to the side. She wasn't the best looking thing. They found her singing karaoke, some Anita Baker karaoke in the mall, and they dusted her up, polished her up, and Angie Stone started writing for her, and she became who she was. But she definitely was a part of these parties, and she has no regrets.
The gate, y'all remember the second album, but Usher does have a first album that's a classic that I executive produced. But most importantly, that's how he became my brother. And to see the way you grow, you have grown, and to see you get better with your craft, and to see the man that you turned into and the consciousness that you have. I know you've been speaking to Harry Belafonte because you hooked me up with speaking to Harry Belafonte. Mm-hmm. So your consciousness, has really, really been a shining example. And the way you just spoken and articulated yourself, imagine me having guardianship for you at 13, and then now you speaking the way that you speaking, It's like, I'm so proud of you.
Oh, don't hit me no more. Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. All you heard was Papa, don't hit me no more. Let's go. Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. Hey, hey, hey.
Then there's the elite circle. Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kanye, Mariah, Drake, all shining at Diddy's star-packed 50th birthday bash in 2019. Jay-Z even appeared beside him in a Vanity Fair feature. Now, Jay is dealing with a civil claim linking him to an alleged incident from the early 2000s, a case he and his legal team strongly reject as false and financially motivated. His attorney labels it a fabricated attempt at exploitation, and Jay himself said, "It made me want to expose you publicly." But if 50 Cent pushes for testimony, will those denials be put to the test? Could Beyonce or Drake be asked to speak under oath? These global icons might soon find themselves connected to a legal battle far larger than anyone imagined.
Oh yeah! It's P. Sean Daddy Brother Puff Love Diddy Combs, or whatever the hell his name is now. We stopped trying to keep track. Celebrating his big 5-0 with some Elaine from Seinfeld moves at a gigantic party at his house. And everybody was there.
The biggest names that were there, Kim and Kanye, Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Is that the order that you want to do that in?
Seriously, you forgot Dougie Fresh, who was also there. He should come first.
The biggest part of the whole night was the fact that Jay-Z and Kanye actually shook hands. They squashed their beef, or at least for that night. Diddy's smiling like, look, I made this happen.
Oh yeah, it was all you, Diddy. Maybe a little help from all the CBD products and Ciroc alcohol that was floating around, but otherwise, all you.
Who else was there?
Who wasn't? Well, maybe not Steve Harvey, because Diddy was banging his daughter. But how about Cardi B and Offset, Kevin Hart, Kobe Bryant, and Post Malone?
They need to understand. Everyone's got to make it. Here we go. 50 is. Whoa! Ladies and gentlemen, if you're happy to be alive in here tonight, make some noise. If you're happy to be alive, yo, let me clear the room.
Montana, yes sir. All right, check.
Legendary rapper Jay-Z is denying an allegation that he and Sean Diddy Combs raped a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah, an anonymous accuser identified only as Jane Doe made the accusation in a civil lawsuit on Sunday. It alleges that the assault happened after she was driven to an MTV Video Music Awards after party back in 2000. In a statement to NBC News, Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, called the accusation idiotic, adding, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever should commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree?" Attorneys representing Combs also dismissed the lawsuit, calling it a shameless publicity stunt. Combs is currently behind bars at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center after federal prosecutors charged him in September with racketeering and sex.
It wasn't just music stars. Diddy's world was filled with socialites and supermodels. Paris Hilton lit up his famous white parties, Nicole Richie and a young Kim Kardashian posed for photos in Saint-Tropez. And Naomi Campbell went from Met Gala glamour to late-night celebrations with him backstage. Even Russell Brand once said he felt pressured into a trip he didn't want, telling Howard Stern, "When Diddy wants something, it's tough to turn it down." Now imagine those memories resurfacing under oath. Would Paris describe the real atmosphere behind the sparkle? Would Kim admit if anything ever felt off? Their answers could shake even their most devoted followers.
You've been to some crazy parties, I'm sure. What's the strangest interaction you've had at a party that was like, what's happening right now?
I remember I was lit and I just started dancing with Paris Hilton. I was like, this is kind of crazy.
That is kind of nuts. What song was playing?
I don't even know. It was one of those nights.
Yeah, okay, all right. I don't want to be nobody's bitch. I've worked too hard in life. Not even Diddy's bitch. Diddy's new to me, right? He looked after me. He took me on an enforced holiday to Vegas. He's a very intense man because I think he come from nothing and now he's very, very powerful. People that do stuff like that, they're intense.
Actors played their part in this saga too. Ashton Kutcher co-hosted Diddy's 2009 White Party, while Will Smith and Bruce Willis were right in the middle of the Miami Madness back in 2004. Now, every photo, clip, and backstage moment could reappear as evidence. 50 Cent may use this material to outline a recurring pattern, a world that looked glamorous on the surface but carried a different energy behind the scenes. What did they witness? Did anyone try to step back when things felt off? Under oath, those answers could hit harder than anyone expects.
Together, they was there, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't know how they fell out or nothing like that. They was road dogs, you know what I'm saying? They even got pictures of him. He got on that blue sweater with the turtleneck, him and him hugged up like this with the black hat. Have you ever seen that picture?
Nah, I don't recall, but I'm pretty sure I came across it.
Yeah. That picture there, they was at that party that day. Yeah, it's just like a bunch of weird shit, that whole, yeah, that's weird, dude. Yeah, bunch of, it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no gay basher or nothing. I mean, none of that shit, but that shit ain't right, you know what I'm saying? That whole party was weirdoed out. Yeah, it was Jada Pinkett.
Even top athletes aren't out of the picture. LeBron James once joked on a 2020 live stream, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party." And David Beckham famously spent $150,000 at a charity auction for a weekend at Diddy's Hamptons estate. A prize Wayne Rooney won but never used. Now, with new legal filings on the horizon, those high-profile names could reappear in ways no one expected. Will LeBron clarify whether he ever walked through those doors? Could Beckham's expensive bid suddenly become part of a storyline he'd prefer to forget? Their answers might echo far beyond the sports world.
I think also the silence of certain individuals like LeBron James is quite deafening. A person who claims to care so much about Black life, Black Lives Matter, on the ground, taking a kneel. Okay, that's fine. But now you have a friend of yours who has been on camera beating a Black woman. Okay, you said nothing when that happened. You also know that you have various Black people speaking out about how they were abused by him, and you have said nothing. So I don't like the hypocrisy behind that. It might be a good time to use your platform. I'm calling out the hypocrisy and the double standard of that. If LeBron James had kept his mouth shut on every other issue and said nothing, I wouldn't be like, hey, why is LeBron James being quiet on this issue? I'd say he doesn't typically weigh in on anything, so it wouldn't make sense to put pressure on him to do it. The exact opposite. I'm saying keep the exact same energy that you have had on every other Black issue when it comes to your door and it pertains to a friend of yours that you were partying with. I think that's pretty sensible.
Watch this at a charity event. Look what he does with David Beckham. He offers $150,000 for this event, and you have to see what he says at the end. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay. Being that I don't spend a lot of time here and I don't really know the crowd, if you win, you get your choice of one of the other. Choice A is a weekend at my house in the Hamptons, fully staffed on the water, East Hampton, New York. Number 2 is a studio session with me in New York or London. I'll produce a record for you or your kids. Or number 3 is a night out with Diddy, Saturday night in New York. And I promise you, your ass will wake up Wednesday laying beside me.
This is some of the stuff that's going to be revealed, and these are nothing. These are just signs, right? Mm-hmm. But if anything leaks with celebrity names that all of a sudden comes out, it's going to break the internet.
Mr. Wayne Rooney! Me and you, Wayne! Me and you, baby! Yeah! It's a showbiz marriage made in heaven! Me and you, Wayne! Wayne, I'll give you all 3 if you up it. I'll give you all 3.
2 people for 150.
2 people for 150. Yeah, you can bring the whole.
Even royalty and political figures aren't completely out of frame. Prince Harry appeared in backstage photos with Diddy and Kanye during the 2007 concert for Diana. And while he isn't accused of any wrongdoing, his name still surfaces in a lawsuit referencing Diddy's well-known events. On the other side of the spectrum, former President Donald Trump was photographed with Diddy at the 1997 US Open. Could former royalty or past presidents be asked to answer questions if the case widens? Even the possibility is enough to keep global attention locked onto every upcoming hearing.
When they were young bucks growing up and they were getting in a lot of trouble themselves, so hey, I was like, why don't you come hang out with me?
Did Sean Diddy Combs extend a royal invite to one of his now infamous parties? The hip-hop mogul recalled wanting Prince Harry and Prince William to join his guest list, sharing in a resurfaced interview with Graham Norton in 2011 that the brothers were once welcome in his social circle. Diddy explained that he understood the princes were likely unavailable as they started settling into their adult roles and responsibilities at that time, but he went on to note that he thought they could have fit in a few years earlier.
You know, before when they were young bucks growing up and they were getting in a lot of trouble themselves, so hey, I was like, why don't you come hang out with me?
Though Harry and William are not believed to have ever taken Diddy up on the offer, they did meet and pose for photos with the rapper at a 2007 star-studded concert event for their late mother, Princess Diana. And he and Graham appeared to agree that the extent of their relationship likely ended there.
I do worry because I read that on your that you want to get Prince William and Prince Harry to a Diddy party.
I don't think not anymore. I mean, before, you know.
Yeah, don't ruin our royal wedding for us.
Trust me, they're off the list.
Prince Harry has been named in a lawsuit against P. Diddy.
Yes,
so he's taking the legal action, or?
Yes, so it's a bit complicated. So yesterday, of course, we were talking about those raids, and they were quite extraordinary, those raids. You know, it was like a military operation going into both the mansions on each coast. And we'll come back to that. But this is unrelated to that. This is coincidental that this story has dropped. So this is the story of a man called Rodney Little Rod Jones, who's a producer who's filed a $30 million civil suit against P. Diddy. He's got several suits against him. Now, in the paperwork for this, he has mentioned Prince Harry's name, using Prince Harry as an example of the sort of people that P. Diddy would mix with. He's not accusing Prince Harry of having done anything wrong whatsoever. And to be very honest, there is no suggestion, there's no evidence that P. Diddy and Prince Harry are friends in any way. This vision you see here was back in 2007 at a charity event, and Prince William there as well. And some newspapers are sort of cropping him out of the photographs they're using. But that seems to be the only time they've met and been together.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy.
Donald Trump's past comments about Sean Diddy Combs are getting new attention. A clip of the former president praising the hip-hop mogul on a 2012 episode of The Celebrity Apprentice has resurfaced in the wake of Diddy's bombshell arrest and indictment on sex trafficking charges. Season 5 contestant Aubrey O'Day touted her time working with Diddy in the 2000s girl group Danity Kane as having prepared her for the business world, prompting Trump to defend the artist and entrepreneur when Aubrey didn't want to discuss the matter further.
I am a very strict and focused businesswoman because working for Diddy for 6 years trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy?
Absolutely.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy.
He expects.
Is he a good guy?
I don't want to answer that question.
Oh, wow. I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
Trump and wife Melania have been photographed with Diddy at multiple high-profile events over the years. Diddy previously complimented Trump in a 2015 interview with the Washington Post amid the politician's first presidential bid, saying at the time, "Donald Trump is a friend of mine and he works very hard."
Donald Trump's past praise for Diddy is now being re-examined. A resurfaced 2012 Celebrity Apprentice clip shows the former president complimenting Diddy just as the music mogul faces serious misconduct allegations. Season 5 contestant Aubrey O'Day mentioned that her time in Diddy's early 2000s group Danity Kane shaped her business instincts. But when she hesitated to elaborate, Trump immediately stepped in, publicly defending Diddy's talent and entrepreneurial drive.